weekly market recap of every trade I took, journaling losses, wins, miss trade. Because if you miss a trade, you journal, catch it next time. If you lose a trade, you journal, you avoid it next time. If you win a trade, journal it and repeat it. Right? So let's go over our week. What we did end of the week with a negative $532. It's fine. I'm happy. I had a lot of lessons on this week. I'm very happy. I will exchange anything for lessons because, as they say, ambitious person buys what? Skill and lessons, right? So we gotta be ambitious and be wise and learn. And yeah, we gotta use a law of substitution. You know what I'm saying? Double your failure rate, which you lose, and keep on losing, but you get a lesson out of it or you learn something out of it. It's not losing, right? Because a loss is a story and a win is a loss is a lesson, a win is a story, right? On Monday, we had a 12-hour setup. This day, I did not want to trade. Why did I not want to trade? Because it was the day before high impact news. But guess what? I eventually found out that the only time I should not be trading the day before high impact news is FOMC press conference. That's the only time the day before is really ass, right? This one was wonderful. I was like, this side was clear. Where's the market giving me a clear ass setup on this Monday when tomorrow's PPI? Eventually, I had to find out why, and yeah, I got my answer. My answer to it was what? Do not trade the day before FOMC press conference. Trading the day before PPI, CPI, NFP is all fine. Just the day before FOMC press conference because people are, betting down that where the market should be heading because the FOMC press conference is bigger, new is more of a higher major news than NFP, CPI, or PPI, right? Because that's where the market actually does some big move on overall in every crypto market. In crypto, it affects the crypto market. It affects every market, right? Universally, right? But PPI, not that much. CPI, not that much. NFP, yes, but not that much, right? It doesn't affect the overall market, but FOMC press conference does. But let's get into it, right? Why was I looking for a long this whole week? Because as you can see, Monday we had we going on a weekly time frame on a higher time frame drawing liquidity. We're going from weekly ERL to IRL, right? Weekly CRT to the upside, another weekly CRT to the upside on a daily time frame. Right on Monday, right? Monday, super out the daily CRT low. So I was looking like, okay, this should be a good one right over here, as well as he souped up the range low on the 4-hour time frame. With the 4-hour time frame, market souped out the range low on the 4-hour time frame. You can see right over here, souped out the range low, range high, right? Because range is subjective. So he souped out the range low, and we're in the present of the range. So I was like, okay, it's a good spot to buy right now, right? And eventually, we're looking for a New Year continuation. How was this a New Year continuation? Because the 1 a.m. candle made the low of the day, and the New York reversal profile. If the non-session is a low of the day, I want to be buying because or it's going to be a New York continuation because how? Because London made the low of the day. If I'm bullish, I want London to make the low of the day, not the high. So London made the low of the day and had an SMT with GU. So that prevented a sweep for happening. Okay, so eventually once that happened, all we gotta do is get down to the 5 minute time frame, 15-minute time frame, time for alignment, right? This was the SMT market created of model one, giving my entry, which was the full candle, right? Giving the full candle closure above or below the full candle. Eventually, give my entry there. Stop loss right over here, and we had our entry. We have retapped our entry at. So I would have not been able to catch this around like 7 a.m. because that's when I wake up. I may wake up earlier. I may wake up earlier at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. Right from now on. Eventually, you can see market went back down at 11 a.m., tapping our entry. Eventually, from here on in, market is zoomed out, hitting our drawn liquidity one, our target take profit second, and our last take profit all over here. How is that our last take profit? Calculated way. It's not random take profit for me, right? Because you see daily CRT right over here. Our weekly time frame we go to the upside, so we could definitely set up take profit here because on the weekly time frame we're going all over here, right? And as well as what the next thing I I was looking to go over here because the daily range discount got hit, right? So we go into the daily range high. Boom, that's the next narrative. So there's two things pointing at that spot. So okay, let me go over there, and it's gonna be the equilibrium. Gonna be my second take profit. You can see right when I hit the equilibrium spot, markets struggled to go up. Eventually, went up, right? And I'll draw a liquidity on Wednesday on the news. Actually, it was before the news, right? And on Tuesday there was no setup. We definitely had a entry here. I did have an entry here, but I couldn't take it. What was the reason I couldn't take it? Because the entry criteria was not my entry, right? You can see the entry on this was not mine. It was not my sort of entry, so I did not take it. You can see the model one that they gave us, right? First of all, they're not super at a legit low there, right? Second of all, he did the body. There was no consecutive candle, and it just closed the body. So okay, this is a low probably setup for me. I'm not gonna take it. So that they would have not bothered me because I've sort of been in a trade. Yes, it's a missed trade, but a missed trade is still a trade, right? We'll just catch it next time, right? And yeah, that would be that. And the setup on this would happen at 6 a.m. So I might want to wake up early in the time zone, like around like 5 a.m. That should be a good time, right? 5 a.m. or actually, yeah, 5 a.m. should be the best time for me to wake up, right? But let's keep on going forward before we talk about the lessons and the improvement that we should have, right? On Wednesday, my boss was bearish. Actually, my boss was wrong on Wednesday, right? I was looking for longs here, but my boss meant to be bearish because market had the premium IRL, right? Then eventually we go to IRL to ERL to have the daily CRT. So I was like, okay, should be a bearish move down here, right? Eventually I was like, okay, looking for shorting. During that specific time, I didn't look for short, but I should have been looking for short here, right? But market never really offered me any setup here. But yeah, because market hit at 10:30 o'clock and market never pressed out any liquidity, and eventually it started rallying down to the downside. When I don't trade it, right? After 10:30, there's no liquidity sweep. I'm not gonna look in the market because I'm done, right? The next day, this is where we had our $500 loss. Well, how do we lose the trade over here? We had a shorting position over here, right? What was the reason, right? And my boss was bearish, right? Because daily IRL to ERL, daily C to the downside, right? As well as we tapped the premium premium section, right? So looking, that should be a good shorting area, right? But we took a loss, instant loss, which was like a 10-second loss. And why do we lose that trade? Simply because of we were in a range, right? This right over here on the London session, if we would have taken that same short, would have been really nice. But on New York, I was looking for a new continuation, and my new continuation was false. How come? Because once this high and low gets created, now we're currently in a range. When ranges are subjective, right? So this range high got purged. Eventually, market went to the range low, right? So now there's no ranges, right? The new range is right over here. This range high and this range low, right? So eventually, I traded inside of the range, which is lower probability. I only want to trade once the range high or range low gets purged. That's the only time I should be executing. Otherwise, I should be on the sidelines until the market gives me a entry where market has already purged out the liquidity, because inside this consolidation phase, market is in a really low probability setup, right? Market's really low probability condition where you don't want to buy or sell, because over here is where dumb money traders are buying or selling. I got caught into this, right? Where dumb money and buyers and sellers are selling inside this range. They're putting the stuff over here and over here, right? So that's why I was looking for to go into sell, right? But you know what I'm saying, I did not see this coming, right? Eventually I changed my rule where I can't, whenever I'm in the presence of a range, I cannot be taking a trade. I have to wait until the one side of the range gets purged. Eventually I'm going to be looking for a trade, right? But I'm not going to trade inside of it. I'm not going to trade once the range high or range low gets purged, right? And that's the new rule I added, and I started following that on Friday. So right when I created that rule, I started following it, right? On Friday, beautiful setup, another missed trade. It's fine, it's cool, right? Now I know what time I woke up on this. I woke up at 7 a.m. My setup happened at 6:30 a.m., right? So what is my rules? My setups are telling me that my setup usually occur at 6 a.m., right? 6 to 7 a.m. was my setup occur, right? And yeah, I may wake up earlier. I may wake up around like 6 a.m. or like 5 a.m. in the morning just to trade, right? Because these missing trades are literally hot pocket. Yes, we did get an entry sometimes. Sometimes we may not get an entry in New York session. Sometimes we will, right? But then now let's go to our Friday, right? Friday, we stood the range high. So now, why don't I care about this one? Because we're in different range here, right? Market stood the range high. Eventually, we'll want to sell, right? Because we're in this range here. Market stood at range high. Want to sell. Eventually, now good on that. We had our 1 a.m. candle as our CRT. Our drawn liquidity was at 1 a.m. CRT low. You guys know CRT low, and our next drawn liquidity was a CRT low. This other CRT low. Yes, he did not get purged, but guess why? Well, you know the reason. Yes, the CRT high did not get purged at the time, but I don't care because that CRT low is still a drawn liquidity area to go for the market to go to, right? Eventually, my next take profit was here and all the way down here to the CRT low of the daily, right? So now let's go to the 15-minute time frame for the execution on this. Market open, right? Market at the CRT high did not have a legit high, so looking for a different purge. Market had a different purge. Eventually, market did a 3 candle. Market did a consecutive candle, bullish candle to the upside. Sweeping on the key level. Our key level is this range high, right? Then market, what did the market do? Drop down, close below the whole candle, one of the consecutive candles, eventually do the bottom of the next consecutive candle. Then eventually we had an entry there. Stop loss right above it, and take profit 1 here, take profit 2 right over here, and take profit 3, right? TP1 and TP2 got hit. We're break even, making like what, a 40%, a 40%, 30%, and a 20%, and the last 10% here. The reason why am I doing the last 10%? Because it's too far away, right? So it would have been a long term, right? So I would have cashed out 40%, a 30%, a 20%, and a 10%, right? Last take probably going to be only 10%, where this market could definitely reverse from there on, right? So why? That's my entries. It would go from an 8 RR. We cashed out. If we would have taken it straight to right over here, which I missed, it would have been a 4 RR trade, right? Pretty nasty good, right? And I woke up at 7:30. I saw the time. I saw, oh, there's an entry here. Okay, let me go wash my face. Let me wake up. Let me take a trade. Market, saying right at 7:45, I'm looking to trade. Market was already down here. Eventually, I'm saying never gave me the entry back. Never gave me the retracement back to it. Eventually, the market did a expansion, retracement, expansion, retracement, expansion. Then again, I'll draw look at. Eventually, the market did a reversal. And eventually, did another reversal back up, retracement, expansion, right? And that was our Friday trade, which was wonderful, right? What were the lessons and the improvement of this week? Yes, we had a 1 loss this week, which was a mistake, right? But what were the improvements, right? What were the lessons from the loss? What can we do from the missing trade? How can we catch the missing trade next time? What we can do is, first thing is not trade the day before FOMC press conference, but we can trade the days, we could trade the day before PPI, CPI, NFP. Those days are fine, but the only day I can't trade is before FOMC press conference. During FOMC press conference, yes, I can, but the day before FOMC press conference, I'm not going to be trading, right? And the next improvement we're going to have is whenever market is ranging and there's a range right over there, wait for the range high, range low to get hit. If I do have an entry before the range high, range low, and I get a setup, I'm not going to enter the trade. I'm going to wait until the market gives me that range high, range low soup or SMT with the range, because SMT will occur and those ranges preventing those soups like this. Market, had an SMT with this quality pair, which if you go that back in time on Thursday 9 a.m. If you go over here, you see this candle souped it out. This candle got souped out while this one didn't, right? So preventing an SMT, there's an SMT happening, right? So that's the only way I could trade it. I either have to have a soup or I have to have SMT. But if there's SMT, I must de-risk. And our next goal to this trade is the next improvement. And the lesson is that on my trade on Thursday, when I had a loss over here, I should have definitely de-risked. Why? Because there was SMT. SMT prevents soup happening. That means there's liquidity not getting taken out from the market, right? So if that's gonna happen and not new liquidity is not gonna come to the market, that means I should de-risk, right? Because when the market takes out liquidity, new buyers or sellers are coming in the market, which is very nice, right? Which makes in more volume, right? But when there's a SMT that prevents that it prevents from that happening. So I should de-risk when I'm trading, where I have a setup where SMT is in the play, right? When I have a setup and my execution, the CRT had is not gonna get souped, and market had a SMT with the CRT, and I got a SMT in there, I will de-risk by 50%. So if I'm risking 500, I'm gonna raise $250, right? And that's the next lesson and the improvement. And the last thing is waking up early in the morning, waking up at 5 a.m. So I changed my time from waking up at 6 a.m. I changed it from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Now I change it from 5 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. So that's when I should be waking up. At 6 a.m. I should be in the chart, right? So yeah, that is my improvements and the lessons. So let's go one more time, recapping everything. Is when trading with SMT, decrease by 50% because he prevents soups. When in the ranging market condition, don't trade inside the range. Only trade once the market soups at the range high or range low, because market is controlled by ranges, right? Because market will range, take one side, eventually do a false total soup, right? False breakout, eventually go down to the downside, right? And what else do we have here? Was the next improvement? Wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Wake up early in the morning at 5 to 5:30 a.m. in the morning. And what else do we improve on this week? Is that should be it. Yep, that's it, right? And next week, my goal is to wake up at 5 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. in the morning, get in a chart at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. I should be in a chart. I should be analyzing and seeing where the market might go, because my setup occurred at 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. and it's most of the time for a New York reversal. So this is specifically to New York reversal, not a New York continuation, right? And what else? And my next week goal is to follow my rules, have emotional control, how to adhere to my rules and not break it, right? And follow my my range dynamic rule, where when the market is in ranging, I will not buy or sell until the market shoots at one side of the range. Then I'm looking for trades, right? Even if I have a setup beforehand, right? Either I get SMT or I get a either I get SMT there or I get a Either I get an SMT on the ranging soup or a SMT. It took me so hard to say because I was thinking about something else. So either I need for the range, I either need an SMT with the range or a total soup. Anything else, I cannot take it because those are breaking my rules, right? So yeah, thank you for watching, and this is my market recap of weekly market recap of how I lost $532. But we did have some beautiful setup on Friday, which is a beautiful setup to the downside. So next week, wake up earlier, right? And on Monday, with a beautiful setup for a 12 RR, right over here to the upside. And while the junkie are here, all the way here again, there was CRT, pointing over there. There was a daily range pointing over there, so that's what looking go there. I was not gonna go all over here. Why was I not going to go all over here to the weekly CRT higher? Because that's a really far take profit, and I want to only go to the ones that are near it, right? So if the market is near that take profit, if the market price, right? If price is near this take profit, my goal is to go over here, right? If price is near this take profit, right? This is not that far away. They could get hit in a couple of days, right? So my take profit is not that far away from the market price. I'll go for it, but this is near, right? But this is all over here is not, right? So going all the way to this weekly, range high is not, right? So that as well. And what's my take profit all the way to the CRT low over here? Because of the because the day-to-day CRT right over here, you can see market going from a daily IRL to ERL, right? So that's why my CRT take profit was there. We could have definitely done better on that because there's SMT preventing this, SMT preventing from the soup. So we could have gotten out like right over here. We could have gotten out on this take profit. So right when we saw the SMT with GU, we could have caught out because SMT prevented this from getting soup, and this SMT prevented this from getting soup, right? So I was like, okay, that's how we could have done better on Friday and been more, a little bit more smarter, right? And saved us more profits because market had an SMT with GU here, and market had another SMT with GU here, right? So preventing the soup happening. So how would have we done better on Friday? By cashing out after getting that SMT, because SMT can prevent it from happening. That means market will just go up, right? So yeah, thank you for watching. Go on Discord, like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Join Discord. I see you guys inside of Discord. Join the community. Join the free signals, free crypto signals, free Forex signals, free gold signals from our Professor Shane. 4 years of experience. 7 years of experience, 4+ years of profitability. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Join the Discord. Peace out.